This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat for. We keeping a foot on the wood, the geeks.
Go ahead.
We keeping a foot on the wood, the geeks here. Like the Tibetan mastiff that I am, I'm applying what on immediate pressure. Because pressure does what? Heat bursts his pipes. Let's talk about it, man. Deontay Wilder, now all of the pure fucking beta supremes, mama's boy pure fucking beta supremes and beta cuck male iterations have spoken. Now leave it to the true alpha extraordinaire governed by true alpha economics. Listen, man. Tyson Fury is pimping the system. Tyson Fury is basically continuing to lynch Deontay Wilder. This is why a paid to lose via glove gate is not something that you celebrate. Black boxing community fan bases, or so-called, are such brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo heads. Listen to them. They're celebrating the fact that Deontay Wilder supposedly scared Tyson Fury into a postponement. Here's a problem with that. And here's why this thing is things that make you say, things that make you say, Because when it's all said and done, Earl the True Spence don't need to do no shit like this. Floyd Mayweather don't need to do no shit like this. Andre Ward don't need to do shit like this. You know why they don't need to do shit like this? Because when you are already a winner, you don't take a paid to lose via glove gate. You don't have to celebrate L's. Deontay Wilder is in an L situation. He's still celebrating an L. This is the problem with beta male congregation. This is the problem with beta male theology. This is the problem with beta cuck males. This is the problem with you know, when I exaggerate, even I gotta laugh at this shit. Alright, we're gonna try to be serious. Fucking beta supremes, beta cuck male iterations, mama's boy editions, though. They are celebrating L's, man. You cannot celebrate another man's L. It makes you look bad. It makes you look foolish. It makes you look stupid. It makes you look, basically, how should I say it? In such a precarious situation, in such a precarious way. Deontay Wilder has not won. All that has happened is a postponement. Supposedly, Tyson Fury just said, let me just take a playbook out of the super duper hype job variation and IET of Fimo Lopez and let me delay the inevitable. Do I believe that Deontay Wilder is still going to knock him out in the third fight? Yes, because this is WWE shit. Let me say it again. Do I believe that Deontay Wilder is going to knock him out in the third fight? Yes, but it's WWE shit. He Knows Everything tried to talk you guys off the ledge. But a prophet is not honored in his own home, but those whom they rejected became the chief cornerstone. How can Deontay Wilder be the face of boxing when he's being ridiculed, when he's being criticized, when he's being disrespected on this level? See, Earl the True Spence got haters, but he never got anybody that gets so sly to the mouth where they disrespect the man. Look at the background. Does this look like the face of boxing to you? It's a things that make you say, It's a things that make you say, The dent in the skull does not tell you face of boxing. You know what it tells you? It tells you a Negro that was lynched. Bob Arum and Frank Warren told you that this was going to be a trilogy before the first punch was thrown in the first fight. How did they know this? How did they rationalize this? How did they come to this underlying undercurrent and underlying conclusion? You want to know how they came to it? Because this is what we call paid to fucking lose. This is what the three-pronged monster of boxing is all about. Fight fans have what's called amnesia. They have what's called dementia. Fight fans have what's called Alzheimer's. They only want to remember the three-pronged monster clause of economics, politics, and pugilism when it's a fighter that they like and they want to exercise it. Like they're saying Deontay Wilder in this instance got glove gated. Deontay Wilder was cheated. Deontay Wilder was this and that. Of course he was cheated. He was cheated out of the fact that his ass took a stainage of a paid to fucking lose. If you go and look at the second fight with Wilder versus Fury, you're going to see a Deontay Wilder that was completely out of character. You're going to see a Deontay Wilder you've never seen before from a boxing standpoint. The way that Deontay Wilder reacted, the way that Deontay Wilder unctioned himself, the way that Deontay Wilder governed his fucking affairs, that was not the Deontay Wilder we know as fight fans. Where was the athleticism? Where was the explosion? When you got Bob Arum and you got Frank Warren, two old car salesmen, aka shiesty motherfuckers, they have been around the sport. Fight fans know this. And they tell you there's going to be a trilogy. A trilogy. Do you guys even know what the word trilogy means? It means three. That's what it fucking means. It means try. It means tres. This shit means fucking three. It comes from the number three. How did they know there was going to be three fights? Boxing has so many variables behind it. So many facets behind it. So many different unknowns behind it. Knockouts. Guys getting laid on the fucking canvas. Guys having to do an Undertaker moment. Even from the first fight, it tells you that this was some WWE shit, but fight fans don't want to wrap their brains around it because they don't want to believe what they're watching is the equivalent of WWE. Boxing can be WWE level a lot of fucking times. This is one of those instances. I'm going to give you guys something to think about. I'm going to give you guys something to basically jar in your corpus callosum and in your cerebellum, in your medulla oblongata. And I'm going to see if you guys have enough neuron receptors. Because, you know, here's the thing about neuron receptors. If you lose it in the early onset of childhood, it's gone. But we're going to see if your neuron receptors are clicking on all cylinders. I want you to listen to this timeline. In the first fight, they gave the white man, the great white hope in Tyson Fury, an Undertaker moment of basically the ability to get up in 14.06 seconds. That's some shit. Ain't that some shit? Who gets a 14.06 second count? After Deontay Wilder landed that left super commitment power right hand, dog. I mean, you might as well say it. He hit his ass with a right hand, and then he hit his ass with a left hand. But it was the left commitment power hand. He bomb squatted him, but he got up. Then they turn around in February in the second fight, which is Black History Month, and then they lynch the fucking Negro. And then you know what they tell the Negro? Just like if you watch any of these slave movies, I'm telling you, this came out of one of these slave movies, fairy tale type of movies. You're going to get your vindication. You're going to get your rising above the ashes like the phoenix. But you gotta wait until the third fucking fight. That tells you storybook right there. That tells you a fairy tale. That tells you everything you need to know. We're gonna prop up the great white hope. We're gonna have him ridicule you. We're going to have him look like he's lording over you. We're going to have him basically enslave you, because that's exactly what happened. Go look at how Tyson Fury is prostrating behind Deontay Wilder. This is no different than physical slavery that was happening in the Western civilization of the world. It was no different than physical slavery that was happening across the world, where Negroes were being dragged behind their vehicles of the yes massa and basically being dragged until they were no more. They were unidentified. They were turned basically into charred up bones. This is what Deontay Wilder looked like in the press conference. This is why Andre Ward was repulsed and disgusted, because he knows the double standards that's associated with boxing. But these fight fans, these black community fan bases, so-called, are celebrating L's. This is the problem with us as black people. This is why Hosea 4 verse 6 says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will reject thee. Because people reject knowledge. They don't understand the truth behind knowledge. They're celebrating L's. We as black people, we are the fucking worst. We're the most divided. We're the most divided, conquer, divide. We are the fucking absolute worst when it comes to shit. Because we don't fucking get it. We don't support our own. And when we do a selective variation of it, a selective aspect of it, a selective formation of it. And then here's the other thing too. We don't have no identity. This is why we're such brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo heads. If we had identity, if we were on code, if we were woke as fuck, we would see all of the stipulations of this WWE shit that's behind the fight. He knows everything's been trying to help you guys, but you guys are not seeing this shit for what it is. The first fight, the great white hope gets the ability to get a draw. when he got knocked the fuck out. Where the fuck does that happen? The second fight, they lynched the fucking Negro, and now they put the Negro that they lynched, that has a dent in his fucking skull that he has to live on. The fact that his allure, his luster, his swag is fucking gone because he has headphones on. We've never seen Deontay Wilder on headphones, and nobody's gonna convince me otherwise. That is a guy that has basically been castrated. That means his testicles are removed from his ass. A guy that has been turned into a pure fucking beta supreme status of basically alpha to fucking beta. Of him now having to delay the fact that the great white hope gets to stand behind him, prostrate behind him as a yes master lording over his slave. This is sad. And the sadder part about it is black community fan bases, so-called black community fan base, they don't see this shit. But again, Hosea 4 verse 6 says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will reject thee. They are celebrating L's. Over here, we don't celebrate L's. He knows everything is a unique and rare black individual because I have that Haitian blood in me, man. If you know anything about Haitians, we stand up for our own shit. If you know anything about Haitians, we will fight for our own. We just are rebellious that way. Now, in light of recent events, I'm very disgusted with my own fucking people in the country because clearly, just like all other black people, they have the same fucking issue. Conquer and divide and conquer. And they got to go out there and kill their own. You know the history of Haiti, you would understand that. Even from Desalegn, you know, the history with him is he propped up two guys, one of the north and one of the south. And they ruled both the north and the south provinces. And he was the emperor. These are two men that he put in place. These two men turned around and basically backstabbed him, his own fucking people, and killed him. Split his limbs in his body from north to south to east to west. When you look at the recent events that happened to Jovenel Moïse, the current Haitian president, at 53 years old, this guy has so many more years to live. It's the same thing reincarnated all over again. That tells me that he was about to do some revolutionary shit that was pissing off those 5 families in Haiti. Don't get me started. That's why I said a lot of people don't know the history of the country. I'm a subject matter expert, so I can tell you, the country is run by 5 families, and they are in bed with the United States. And basically, the United States tells them to turn on their own fucking people. That's why I try to tell a lot of motherfuckers. They don't know what the fuck going on. They running their rabbit ass mouths of what they think they know. I'm a subject matter expert because all I do is stay in the books. And all I do is talk to people that's boots on the fucking ground. Because that's how I am. When I say shit, I don't say it because it's cute. I say it because it's quantified, calculated, verified, and certified. There's nothing he knows everything says that he doesn't say from an educated position, from a strong man's position, from a position of authority. He's a true alpha extraordinary governed by true alpha economics. So everything that comes out of his mouth is always going to be from a position of authority. The bottom line is as simple as this. It's no different than Deontay Wilder and the shit going on with him. His ass is fucking lynched. And now he has to extend the lynching. Him and his fucking coach celebrating what? You didn't fucking win. You should be mad. You should be suing. Let me help you out again, Deontay Wilder, because I helped you out the last time when I told you mire this shit up in litigation. Your ass should be suing Tyson fucking Fury right now. You should be basically making him pay you for the fact that a venue that was supposed to happen July 24th didn't fucking happen. But I'm going to explain something to you guys. It's another thing that's going on here. The Earl of True Spence fight is happening in the T-Mobile venue as well on August 21st. Wilder didn't want to go before Earl of True Spence because Wilder and them know that Earl of True Spence is going to obliterate them in terms of fucking numbers. See, this is where you guys are going to see the difference between who's the real true face of boxing and who they've been prostrating to you as a shining beacon, as a shining identity when really he's a false fucking idol in Deontay Wilder. They propped him up as the face of boxing. And you guys were going to learn that whole next month later that Earl the True Spence was the face of boxing. This is really why the shit was canceled. It has nothing to fucking do with COVID. It's the same rule that applies, just like the super duper hype job variation in Teofimo Lopez. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury and them know that there's no way they're going to outdo Spence versus Pacquiao. So this is why Bob Arum, the old car salesman, aka shiesty motherfucker that he is, knows that he's not going to beat out Heyman. So again, he bend the proverbial fucking knee and kiss the ring while he's at it. So I don't know why black community fan bases are celebrating a Deontay Wilder L. The man is still suffering a L. The dent in his skull tells you that. The fact that he's still with Telly Swift, a non-black woman, non-black queen, tells you that. And then the other aspect of it, of him basically letting beta cuck males, pure fucking beta supremes, and mama's boy pure fucking beta supreme iterations run his boxing career, then else that. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat tale of fashion. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Oh, Eeks. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Oh, Eeks. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.